but I've noticed something. I learned something through this practice, that when we have four directions active, and this is gonna cross streams with the warrior's way. It has to. Like, that's one of my primary practices. I'm actually calling them considerations as a part of my practice. I consider these things often throughout the day, but I don't maintain them necessarily, because they're more ideas and concepts than anything, you know. And I can sit with those for a little while, but I don't try to maintain them. They're considerations that I make all throughout the day, right? So why am I doing any of this? Why do I do the four directions? Why do I have a walking practice? Why do I have an internal chi practice? Why do I have an external chi practice? Why do I do the things that I do the way that I do them? And it's all for one reason. And over the past 6 months, it has just been made abundantly clear to me what this is all about. I have noticed that when there is a relative harmonizing occurring, and I say relative because that could be even Donna's, Anita's examples, where things, we're noticing that our feet aren't where we want them to be necessarily. Like, nobody really wants to feel pain. It wouldn't be a choice necessarily, but it is what it is, right? It's there. It's a part of my moment. And when I not necessarily embrace it, but when I accept it, it changes. And it's not so bad. Like, it's not what it was when I was focusing and giving it all that energy and making it into poor me and the worst thing that's ever happened, yada yada yada, right? When we are in any state of relative harmony, whether it's from previously counterbalancing or we've just had the Zen day of our lives, like, it doesn't matter. It can be micro, it can be macro. But in the moment when there is this relative harmony between opposing forces, and there's a lot of forces, a lot of forces that want to oppose each other. They exist. A lot of them are the momentum of the human experience, right? So they wouldn't exist without the human being, but they do exist because of the human being. But we'll talk about the forces of the universe some other time. One of those forces becomes abundantly present and clear when there is relative harmony. And it is the state that Don Juan was talking about in the quote that I have on my wall. He was saying that the world is weird. And Don Juan, or Carlos, is like, yeah, the world's weird, man. I'm paraphrasing because this isn't the exact words, but. And Carlos isn't a hipster. Sorry. He wouldn't say the man. He would just be, he would write it down in his notebook and then question the validity of the concepts and all of this. But he was basically, it came down to, what was I saying? The Carlos part threw me off for a second. I know
The
where I'm
world is
going.
the world is weird.
The world is weird, right? And he said, well, no, now wait a second. The world is weird for you because if you're not bored with it, you're at odds with it. And what he said is that I'm not talking about the same thing as you are. The world is weird to me because it's unfathomable. It's mysterious. It has infinite layers and qualities to it that can be explored to the nth degree if we choose to explore it. If we're in repetitive habitual thought patterns and behavioral patterns, we're not exploring a damn thing, really. That's not exploration. That's my dog going down the same road. He doesn't like to go down the same roads. He wants to sniff new sidewalks. He wants to sniff new trees, and I can't fool him. I can't just say, oh no, this is a new side, just pretend it's new. He knows better. His nose doesn't lie to him. I noticed a feeling that is what Don Juan was talking about. And I like to call it the highest form of happiness from a video game. I got that. But Thich Nhat Hanh called it contentment, being content. So does Donna have pain in her foot? Yes. Is it a problem? No. Why not? Because she has found relative harmony between the opposing forces of desire, not desire, pain, pleasure. And in that middle space is quality, is power, and is the feeling of contentment. Because there's still and I cheat sometimes and I find contentment through appreciation. And if I'm doing that, that must mean that I'm counterbalancing. Because otherwise, contentment is just there, right? For me, anyway.
Appreciation reminds me where
Mhm.
contentment is. It
Yes, me
points me
too. It points me to it. Yeah, it helps me find it. Absolutely. And that's a key practice. And it's a part of this practice for sure. Practicing appreciation to find contentment.
And appreciation doesn't have to mean this is good, this is good, this is good, so that's not so bad. Appreciation is the temperature of the room is supportive of me. This chair is, I feel supportive. This person is expressing kindness that I can feel on me. Things like that. Just the texture of my sweater.
Right.
Um, I can appreciate just the quality of things, and then it points me back towards contentment, that
Mhm.
there's way more things to appreciate, in addition to this pain or this emotion or this challenge or whatever it is I'm observing and reacting to. I can have them all at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while I'm avoiding numbering things, I'm trying to stay away from the 6 of this and the 7 of that and the 3 of this, because that gets annoying to a learner. And I know that from Chinese medicine because I'm so tired of these numbers. But the first consideration I make during the day is the most fundamental form of appreciation and also the most important. What do you think it is? It's from Don Juan. What is the first consideration I make every single day that brings me to what I view as the most fundamental form of appreciation?
Here
You're
I
awake.
am.
Here I am.
You're
I'm
awake.
alive.
Yes.
I
You're.
exist,
Yeah.
right? Like I have plantar fasciitis, my foot hurts, this guy's annoying the shit out of me, but I exist. This is my opportunity. This is the stage that I have where I don't know what's going to happen after these stage. I don't know where these forces, I don't know what they do specifically when yin and yang separate, but they haven't separated yet. So I find that to be for me the most fundamental form of appreciation that can help me come back to the feeling of contentment. Everything I do, and it doesn't have to be for you. I don't want to say that another person has to put contentment as their highest form of happiness, or it's not a goal per se, because it just happens as a result of the principles. But
Like posture to me, when I remember, okay, just saying the word posture, then my brain goes through this whole, and my body goes through this whole default list without words
mhm,
of what that means. Oh, this over this, that over this, my feet on the ground. So when I say, here I am, there's a whole series of those things. I
mhm,
exist. Whatever my beliefs are, I chose to be here. The likelihood of me even existing is so slim. It's a miracle that I'm here, and it's limited. And the quality of my moment totally depends on what I do with it. So why wouldn't I do anything other than this practice?
yes,
So yeah, the fundamental thing is, here I am. Oh yeah, no lion chasing me. This isn't a torture. This is a choice. This is what it is. And what am I going to do with it? And then the practice kind of falls like dominoes back into place for me. And it's always different because every moment is different. But yes, here I am it's like posture for me. If I just remember my posture, then I've got a whole series of things that happens. That's not work. It's just from remembering
mhm,
what posture means. There might be some new things in there. Same thing with here I am.
yes,
Here I am, because I'm different. Every morning I wake up and I think, here I am. Who
mhm,
am I now? I know I'm different than I was yesterday.
mhm,
And so what there's a whole discovery right there.
absolutely. Yep. Yeah.